we give these free zones, these special zones, we give them all sorts of things. What do we expect in return? I'll tell you what we expect in return, and this is part of what we do. They must provide employment for Nigerians at junior, professional, senior level, at all levels. They must provide training for Nigerians. All the stuff going on in the zones, they're supposed to transfer technology. Not just come here and then after some years they take the technology and go back to their countries. They must transfer the technology and it should be sustainable and remain here. 4, and this has been a tricky part for a lot of sister government agencies. They must export. But this export can be misconstrued because a free trade zone is a demarcated zone totally outside the customs territory. So when they export outside their fence, outside that fence, they are exporting into Nigeria territory. But they also can export abroad, completely outside Nigeria's borders. And there are tax guidelines for these 2 exports. And sometimes, I don't want to use any negative words, sometimes other government agencies misconstrue this and do not calculate this properly. So there are tax they must export. There's one other thing we expect from this handshake that a lot of free trade zones overlook. And that is what is generally referred to as CSR, communities. I'm afraid I don't call it corporate social responsibility. Yes, because it doesn't have to be corporate. Any individual here can do it. I, since my medical days, refer this to as community social regeneration, because that's what it is, community social regeneration. And a lot of free trade zones, I must admit, they overlook this. Those that are doing it, do it well. Not only do they provide employment for the regional communities around them, like Mrs. Ajibode said earlier, they also provide primary health care, maternal and child health care, and some primary education for families and children in the locality. And this is very essential because once they do this well, they don't have any disturbances and they don't have any encroachment on their land. They get on well with the community. And it's in the agreement with us. It's an agreement. When we give that license, the agreement is there. And this is what I've been enforcing when I go around the country, telling all the zones, this is what we give you. This is what we expect in return. If I come back in 6 months' time and you are not doing this, I have the power, NEPZA has the power to withdraw your license.